Welcome to your practice. My name's Sophie, and today I'm going to be guiding you through a intermediate to advanced full-length flow. It's going to be a very packed flow. We're going to pack a lot in, very well-rounded, and with a focus also on binds. So if you like binding, then this flow is definitely for you. I'm using a block for today's practice. If you don't have one, it's okay. I will give you modifications without it, but if you do have one, just have it right there. If you have two, that's great as well. Now we're going to get started in a seat. So if you want to sit on your block and give yourself a little bit of height, by all means, do that. Sukhasana. That's your cross-legged seated pose. Sit tall. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And take an open mouth exhale. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, stagnation. Inhale, renewal. Exhale, stagnation. One more like that. Inhale, biggest one yet. Hold at the top and exhale out of the mouth until you're all the way empty. Close your lips and breathe in and out of the nose. And bring your chin slightly down so the neck is nice and long. Soften the corners of your eyes. Soften the tips of your shoulders. Soften your belly. Bring space into the low back as you inhale. And exhale. So it's a visualization, sort of inviting space into that lower back, pelvic area, filling it up with air. And as you're doing that, the belly is expanding forward as well. We'll just take a few moments to visualize creating space in that area where oftentimes we're kind of holding tight. All the while relaxing the face. Take a moment here to have gratitude to yourself for showing up to your practice. I know it's not easy. Then we'll begin to blink the eyes open and take the right fingertips down to the ground and the left arm up and over just for a nice big side bend. Walk your right fingertips as far over as you'd like. Move your right shoulder down away from the ear. Breathing space into the left side of your body, down into the left hip. Switch sides, left hand down, right arm up and over. Left shoulder away from the ear. And then rise on up. And if you're on a block, you might want to come off of it. And we're going to switch the cross of the legs. And then we'll take some circles around the spine. So the hands will rest on the knees. And you're doing cat-cows within the circles. As fast or as slow as you want. And switch directions. So we're just beginning to wake up the spine. One more circle. And return to center. Bring your hands behind you, just your fingertips behind you. And then take the legs wide, knees bent just like I'm doing here. And then let your knees fall to the right. And then switch sides, fall to the left. Notice what you feel. Maybe you feel a lot of stretch, maybe you don't feel much. Either way is fine. Let's do one more each side. And switch. And then bring the knees up. We're going to make our way into tabletop. Plant those hands firmly. And we'll continue to take circles here, but now we're doing it from tabletop, doing cat-cow circles. We'll do about 3 or 4 in each direction. So switch directions if you haven't already. And we're just really loosening up the spine, taking our time. Come into neutral spine and walk the hands forward for puppy pose, but stay on your fingertips and drop your forehead to the earth. Two more breaths. Then rise back up into table. Lift the left arm up. Circle the wrist around a couple times in each direction. And then weave your left arm through to the right for thread the needle. You might walk your right hand forward. You might extend your right leg, keeping the right toes tucked. And maybe you take a half bind with your right arm by reaching it up and then bringing it behind your low back. And the breath is still flowing in and out of the nose. We're staying focused by using the breath. Lift the right arm back up. Place the right hand down and the right knee down. Sweep the left arm all the way back up to the sky. And then set the left hand down, and we'll do the other side. Lift the right arm up and first circle the wrist. A couple times in each direction. And then weave the right arm through to the left. Set the right side of your head down, crawl the left fingertips forward. Option to extend your left leg. I'll give a lot of options today. It doesn't mean you have to take the last option every time. Reach the left arm up or ever. Take the left hand behind the low back. Now that's optional. So you can choose to get off the bus at any stop, so to speak. Breathe here. Anytime your focus wanders, you can just tell yourself, I am here. I am here. Lift the left arm up. Bring the left hand down, the left knee down, and lift the right arm all the way up. Inhale, exhale, set the right hand down onto the ground. Now tuck your toes and sit back on your heels for toes pose. And reach your arms up. Interlace your hands and flip the palms up. Round your spine for cat pose. Really press your shoulders forward so your shoulder blades are protracting. And then lift back up. Stay here. Take a side bend to the right. Back to center. Inhale. Exhale, side bend left. And back to center. Take your arms into cactus and then bring them down into a W shape as you squeeze your shoulders back and back bend. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Reach the arms back up so your spine is nice and upright now. And then release your arms down and come into tabletop. Turn the hands around so the fingers face your knees. And just take a moment to stretch through the forearms. If you want to tuck your toes and kind of rock back and forth, you can. Or you can stay still. It's up to you. I am here. Now we're going to slowly turn the hands back around so the fingers face forward, and we'll go to downward facing dog. Shake out your head, shake out your legs, whatever you need to do to feel good here. Now walk your hands to the back of the mat into a wide-legged forward fold. You can grab onto your elbows, rock side to side, whatever kind of fold feels good. I like to do this ragdoll version with grabbing the elbows. If you do have ragdoll, switch your grip so the other arm is in front. Maybe you shake it out a bit. Then release your hands down and walk your hands back all the way out into plank. So in plank, I want you to shift your weight forward and then shift it back so that the weight goes from the balls of your feet to the toes. Go back and forth. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pause there. Lower all the way down to the ground slowly. Untuck your toes. Take your fingertips wider than your mat and lift your chest up for a nice big cobra. Roll the shoulders back and down. Good. Now as you lower down, you're going to take your left arm and sweep it under you and over to the right. Then you're going to slide your right knee up. Bring your hands together, like pancake them together. And then open your right arm and twist your chest open to the ceiling. See if you can even move your left shoulder to the side even a little more to get a little more rotation. Just keep a slight bend in your right elbow. If you want, you can bring your left hand to your right knee. So we're essentially in a supine twist. If you want, you can take your right arm up at a diagonal a bit and see how that feels for you. You might get a nice stretch more through the pecs as well. So you're just kind of experimenting with different positions, subtle changes, but profound at the same time. And then bring your hands back together. Slide your right leg back. Plant your hands back down to the ground. And then take your fingertips out wide as you lift back up into a big cobra pose again. And then slowly lower and take your right arm underneath of you to the left. Slide the left knee up. Pancake the hands together and then open up. Maybe you move your right shoulder out a little more. You can take a slight bend to your left elbow. And maybe bring your left arm up a little bit more. Just be here with all of the sensation. What do you feel and where do you feel it? And then we'll bring the hands back together. And we'll come back onto our belly with our hands under the shoulders. And then tuck your toes, engage your thighs, press up to plank, downward facing dog. Walk your feet up to your hands. Lift up halfway. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, stand and reach the arms all the way up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart and your arms down by your sides. Now from this standing position, I want you to take your arms out wide. Now internally rotate your arms so that the thumbs are going to face down and then kind of behind you. That's internal rotation. Now we're going to do the opposite, external rotation. Turn the shoulders open. Rotating the shoulders. Internally rotate. Externally rotate. Again, slowly. Internally rotate. Externally rotate. Now go back to internal rotation. Make 2 fists with your hands, light fists, and bring them to your mid-back without touching. You're not touching the fists together and you're also not touching the back, so they're just floating there. So see how this is kind of the basis for your bind. Shoulders back. Keep the fists. Take your arms back out, still in internal rotation. External rotation. Reach the arms up. Bring the fists to the back of your neck without touching anything. Notice the rib cage wants to pop forward. Bring it in. Keep a neutral spine. Breathe. Soft face. Then lift the arms back up and out, and then release them down and shake it out and bring your chin down to your chest and draw your right ear towards the right shoulder. That should feel pretty good after that shoulder work. And then switch. And bring your chin back down and bring your head back up. Okay. So at the front of your mat, if you're not already there, reach the arms up. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step to plank. Chaturanga, hold. Come back up to plank. Again, down, hold. Back up to plank. On the next one, we'll go into up dog. Lower down, hold. Upward facing dog or cobra. And downward facing dog. Breath in and out. Look forward, step or hop forward. Halfway lift, fold. Stand, reach up. Hands to your heart, arms down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step or hop, chaturanga. Hold, back up to plank. Chaturanga, plank. Last one, chaturanga, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Look forward, step or hop forward. Halfway lift and fold. Inhale, stand. Exhale, hands to heart. Arms down. Once more, we'll go through the same thing. Reach up. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Plank. Chaturanga. Plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Bring your feet together. Lift your right leg up. Bend your knee, open your hip. Keep your shoulders even. Step your right foot outside of your right hand for lizard. Come onto your fingertips. Firm up your back thigh. Take the right shoulder under the right knee. Slide your right hand out to the right and left hand out to the left, just like in your cobra pose when we had the fingertips on the ground. You can either stay here or lift your hands up like wings, or take a bind. Try to keep the chest lifted. Release your bind, bring your hands down, put your back knee down on the ground, untuck your toes. Let your right knee open a little more to the right. Put your right hand on your inner thigh to twist. Option to bend the back knee and grab onto the foot. Find your breath, find your focus. You can do Ujjayi breathing to help keep your focus, or just big deep breaths. Pull that leg towards you so you get a nice deep quadricep stretch for 3, 2, and 1. We'll bring the hands down to the ground and straighten out the right leg and slide the right foot between the hands. Flex and point your right foot. And then flex and keep it flexed. Keep your left fingertips down. Reach your right arm up. Take 3 big circles with your right arm. Now reach the right arm up. Plant the left hand down firmly on the ground. With your right peace fingers, grab onto your right big toe. Kickstand your left foot to the left a little bit and lift your right leg up and reach it as high up as you can. If you don't want to hold on to the foot, you don't have to. Kind of like we're doing a side plank variation. Now you're going to release the foot if you have it and come into your modified side plank, or it could be modified half moon. It's a better way to think of this. Okay, then reach your right arm over your ear. Knit your ribs in, so locking in your core. Then bring your elbow and knee together, squeeze and extend. Again, squeeze, squeeze even more and extend. One more time, squeeze and extend. Good. Set your right foot down, rise all the way up. Place the right hand on your right thigh, left arm over your ear. So we get a side bend. Rise back up. Set your left hand back down to the ground to lift your right leg up. Step back into lizard. Right foot outside of right, where the right hand would be, and plant your hands down. Tuck your toes, lift your back knee, and step into plank. Lower down halfway, hold. Lift your right foot up, set it down. Lift your left leg up, set it down. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Lift the left leg up. Bend the knee, open the hip. And as you're doing that, relax your head. I often need that reminder, so I'm giving it to you. Now we'll step the left foot outside of the left hand. Back leg is firm. Left toes are firm on the ground. Slide the left shoulder under the left knee. Right arm out to the right, fingertips. Option to lift your arms, and option to bind. Bring the hands back down to the ground. Put the back knee down. Open the left knee to the left. Left hand on inner left thigh as you twist. Rotate that spine. Option to bend the knee, grab onto the foot. And pull the foot towards you. Maybe you have to bend your elbow to do so. Keep rotating your chest and drawing your right shoulder back. Release the right foot down, plant your hands, and slide the left foot between the hands as you straighten out your leg into half splits. Flex and point your left foot. Make sure you're keeping your spine long, pelvis tilting forward. Flex your left foot, pause there. Right fingertips stay where they are as you lift your left arm up. So it's kind of this delicate balance on the fingertips, an opening of the chest, and then big circles with your left arm, 3 of them. Next time the arm is up, you pause there and bring your left peace fingers to your left big toe, plant your right hand. Kickstand your right foot out and lift that left leg up high. Gently release the foot and left arm goes up and then over the ear towards the front of the room. Flex your left foot. Make sure the leg isn't falling back behind you. It's lifted. Toes are coming forward a bit. And then elbow to knee squeeze. This is really good glute and core work. Re-extend. And then bring it together. Breathe. Extend. And one more time. Bring it together. Extend. Set your left foot down. Rise on up. Left hand on left thigh. Right arm over the ear for a side bend. As you're side bending, can you bring your right lower right rib cage towards your right hip bone? Rise back up. Set your right hand back down. Lift your left leg back up. Step into lizard. Hands come down to the ground. Lift your back knee and step into plank. Lower down for chaturanga. Ready? Hold. Lift your left leg up. Set it down. Right leg up. Set it down. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up. Bend your knee, open your hip. We're going into a wild thing, but I want you to do it extra slow. So you're going to lift your right foot, hand up, and slowly lower your right foot. Take 10 seconds to do this. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe. You did it. Then we're going to come back into 3-legged dog, just at a normal pace. Lift your right leg up and step your right foot between your hands. Put your left knee down to the ground and reach your arms up. Press your hips forward. Cactus your arms, back bend. Reach the arms back up. Bring the hands to your heart and twist to your right. Hook your left elbow over. Tuck your back toes and lift your back knee. Really press the hands together so your belly button continues to lift away from the ground. Good, now we'll come to high lunge. Reach the arms up. Open to warrior 2. Straighten the right leg. Reach forward for triangle. Right hand on your shin, left arm up. If you have a block, you can put your block outside of your right foot on the highest height and lift your left arm up. Now look down at the ground. We're going to go in a half moon. You could bring the block with you if you have it, or if you have no block, no problem. Make your way forward. Lift your left leg up. Take the left arm over your ear towards the front. And just like we did on our knee, can you bring the elbow and knee together? A little bit of balance there. And re-extend. And it's okay if they don't touch, just in that direction. And 2 more times. Look down for balance. I know the balance is the trickiest part of this. Half moon is already hard as it is. Bring it together and re-extend. Good. Step into warrior two. Straighten out the right leg. Reach your arms up, star pose. Your toes are pointing out now. And then into goddess. Let's bring the hands to the heart for this goddess. Sit low. Then bring your hands to your inner thighs. And we're going to twist to the right. Left shoulder dips down. Come back to center. Twist to the left. Right shoulder dips down. You're pressing your inner thighs out. And come back to center. Hands to heart, stay low in goddess. Lift your heels up for 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, put the heels down, straighten the legs. Parallel your feet, slight pigeon toe of the feet, hands on the hips, and fold forward. Walk your hands back behind you. Bring the hands back under the shoulders and lift up halfway. Walk the hands to the front of the mat. Plant down through your left hand. Right peace fingers grab onto right big toe. And we're opening up into side plank variation. Again, you don't have to do this variation. You can release the foot, or you can just do a regular side plank or any other variation. Hold here. You got this. Good, now release the foot, come into side plank, then come into regular plank, then lower all the way to the earth. Untuck your toes, lift up for locust pose, reach the arms back. Now reach your arms forward, so it's like a Superman. Bring your arms into cactus as you lift your chest up. Then plant your hands under your shoulders, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up, bend your knee, open your hip. 10 seconds into wild thing. Start to lift your left hand. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open. Bring it back around, 3-legged dog. Step the foot between the hands. Put the back knee down. Reach your arms up. Cactus your arms, back bend. And reach the arms back up. Hands to your heart. Twist to your left. Hook the elbow. Lift the back knee. Continue to rotate even more. Can you get the belly in and up? And then rise up to high lunge. And open to warrior two. Straighten your left leg. Reach forward. Left hand down on the shin or on a block. Right arm up. Then look down at the ground. Make your way into half moon. Reach your right arm over your ear. Elbow to knee. Re-extend. Elbow to knee. Extend. One last time. Elbow to knee. And extend. Lift your right arm up. Step back to warrior two. Straighten the leg, reach the arms up, turn your right toes. So now you're in star pose, and then goddess. Hands to your heart and sit low. This time, let's bring the hands behind the head and then take a side bend to the right. Come back to center. Side bend to the left. And back to center. And then keep your hands where they are and lift your heels for 10, 9, sit lower, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Heels down, stand. And then take your hands behind you, interlace them, turn your heels out, toes in, shoulders back, and fold. Arms up and over. Now let's add to this. Let's lift up halfway. Bend the right knee. So bend your right knee. And fold even more. And then lift up halfway. Switch and bend your left knee and fold. Lift up halfway, come back to center, and again, continue to fold. You can keep your hands interlaced. Then release the hands down as again you lift up halfway. Walk your hands to the front of the mat. Plant down through your left hand. Grab onto your left big toe with your left peace fingers and lift your left leg up, or any other variation of side plank. If you have the foot, release it into regular side plank. Come into plank pose and all the way to the ground. Untuck your toes. And this time we're gonna bend the knees, grab onto the feet for bow pose, feet or ankles, and lift everything up. For 3, 2, and 1. Release. Rest your forehead on your hands. So you're making a pillow with your hands. Windshield wiper your legs. Just catching your breath. Finding your center. Finding your focus. I am here. Release your legs down. Plant your hands. Tuck your toes. Lift your thighs. Press to plank. And go to downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up. Step your right foot between your hands. Come into side angle by putting your left heel down and lifting your left arm up. Left arm goes into half bind, so remember internal rotation as much as you can, and then bring it behind you. Right arm, full bind if you'd like. Lift your chest. Step your left foot up to meet your right foot and continue to fold and bind here. We're not going to bird of paradise unless you really want to. It's your practice, you can. But we're working right here. I feel a nice stretch in the back of my right shoulder blade in the rhomboids. Okay, and then you can step your left foot back into your side angle bind. Now open your arms up. Good. And then bring both hands to the ground and turn to face the front of the mat. So now you're in low lunge. Pyramid pose, straighten both legs. Step your left foot up a bit. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold over your right leg. Again, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. And then lift up halfway, look forward. Walk your hands forward and come into warrior 3. You can take your arms by your sides or reach them forward. Put your left hand down, reach your right arm up, twist. So revolved half moon. Option to bend the knee and grab onto the foot. If you have the foot, release it. Bring both hands down, standing splits. Step your left leg all the way back into lizard. Either stay here in lizard or right shoulder under right knee, and you can go into your arm balance here. Ekapada Kundanyasana. So shift forward, lean forward, lift your right leg up and your back leg up. Extend your right leg out to the side. Hold. And then you can make your way back to Chaturanga, up dog, and down dog. Set your knees down. Child's pose, rest those wrists, rest the shoulders. Find your breath. And then make your way back into down dog. That was a quick little break. Lift the left leg up. Step the foot forward. Side angle, right heel comes down, right arm comes up. Half bind with your right arm, maybe a full bind. Lift the chest, get both shoulders back. Spread your toes. Deepen your breath. Now look down. Step to the front of the mat. Keep that bind as you straighten your legs and fold, or anything else that whatever you did on the other side, do it here. Step your right leg back. Unbind. Then bring both hands down into low lunge. And come into pyramid. Straighten both legs. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold over your left leg. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Look forward. Walk your hands forward. Come into warrior three. Revolved half moon. Option to grab the foot. Chapasana. Re-extend. Standing splits. Let's step into lizard. Then you can make your way into Ekapada Kundanyasana or just lizard. Chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Ooh, sit on your heels. Sit back, palms face up. Close your eyes. Feeling the beat of the heart, the sound of the breath as it all starts to slow. Okay, we're going to make our way into table and then into down dog. And we'll go into pigeon. So just bring the right leg into pigeon pose and slide your back leg back. Option to bend your back knee and grab onto the foot and take king pigeon. Maybe the right arm comes up. Maybe you clasp your hands behind you as the foot slides between the inside of the elbow. If you have that, you can gently release and go into sleeping pigeon or take a twist. You could take your left arm underneath the right, or underneath to the right side, and bring the hands together. So it's kind of like a thread the needle. And then we'll bring the hands back down and rise back up. Lean to the right side of the right hip. Swing your left leg around and over top for Gomukhasana. So the knees are stacking on top of each other. And then fold forward. Let the head drop down. Feeling that sweet release, that sweet stretch of the hips. Couple more breaths. I am here. Slowly rise up. Swing your left leg back into pigeon. Good. Lift your back knee. We're going to go to three-legged dog. Lift your right leg up. And then I want you to step your foot between your hands again. Same foot. Straighten out the right leg and slide that right heel forward. And we'll go into full splits or half splits, your choice. Three deep breaths, wherever you are. Make your way back to low lunge and then down dog. Bring the left leg into pigeon. Option to bend your knee and go into king pigeon. Very gently release. Fold into sleeping pigeon or take your twist in sleeping pigeon. And make your way back up. Lean to the left. Swing your right leg around and come into Gomukhasana, cow face pose. Stacking the knees, sitting tall, and then fold. And just let gravity do its thing here. Let your neck relax. You can be totally still or you can find a little movement, a little swaying or rocking. Very soothing to the body, to the mind. Then slowly rise up. Swing your right leg back around. Pigeon. And then three-legged dog. Lift the left leg up. Step the left foot through. Come into Ardha Hanumanasana or Hanumanasana. Half splits or full splits. Slowly arrive into it. Three deep breaths. I like to keep the back toes tucked in full splits to keep the hip rotated forward. One more breath. Make your way into low lunge and then into down dog. Come into a seat and come all the way onto your back. Bring your knees into your chest. And rock side to side. Place your feet down onto the ground. Take your feet as wide as the mat. Take your arms overhead, grab onto your forearms or elbows, and drop your knees to the right. Option to put your right foot on top of your left knee. And then switch. The knees will go up and over to the left. An option to put the left foot on top of the right knee. And bring the knees back up. Hug them into your chest. Inhale and exhale, Shavasana. Lay your body down and rest. Let the earth hold you. begin to deepen the breath. Bring movement into the fingers and the toes first. Slowly bend one knee at a time. Roll to one side. And press up to a seat. Bring your palms together. And let's bow in gratitude for this practice. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you loved it. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, hit that subscribe button so that we can continue practicing together. Hit that like button. And if you would like to, leave a comment, because I always like to know what you think and who's practicing with me. So thanks again, and I will see you next time.